I know for us normal people, it can be difficult to get inside the mind of a huge embarrassing failure. When you think about it, this really is two completely different mindsets that we have. Us normal people, we strive for success. We see the world in color, not black and white. We view things objectively. We don't see a debate between a black man and a white man on ESPN where the white man publicly humiliates the black man and automatically think this qualifies as mythical racism. Contrary to popular belief, though, huge embarrassing failures, they don't want to be huge embarrassing failures. Now, I know that's hard to believe. I know you look at the career of someone like Bomani Jones and think, how could he not be setting goals for failure? When you have experienced failure at the level of Bomani Jones, outsiders naturally believe you are actively trying to fail. I mean, no one can live for 42 years while never succeeding at anything, right? The sun even shines on a homeless dog's ass every once in a while. There's absolutely no way Bomani Jones can be 42 years old and not at least try to succeed at something, right? Recently, it appears the Bobo has given maximum effort to boost ratings for his show on TNT and HBO. Now, I'm still waiting for an explanation as to why this filth is being broadcast on TNT. If people aren't watching this loser on HBO, what makes you think they're going to watch on TNT? Well, KC, TNT is included in most cable packages. You have to pay extra to get access to HBO. Yeah, well, ESPN is included in cable packages as well. No one watched the reigning champ of huge embarrassing failures when he was on ESPN. Hell, ESPN Radio is free. The only thing required to listen to the Bobo on ESPN Radio was a car stereo and a complete lack of inhibition. But not even drunk Dan could tolerate Bomani Jones on ESPN Radio. Season 2 of Affirmative Action with Bomani Jones on HBO has been nothing short of a disaster. Going into the second season, executives at HBO thought, there's no way ratings can get any worse. If a handful of people fall asleep after watching Bill Maher and leave their TVs on, ratings for the Bobo would increase by 1,200%. HBO executives, they called in favors. They begged other networks to alter their schedules, trying to eliminate the Bobo's competition. They called QVC, asked them to change the time slot for the Mr. Clean infomercials. They called Nickelodeon, begging them not to air reruns of Ren and Stimpy on Friday nights. The Bobo even pulled strings at ESPN, asking them to broadcast women's college basketball on Friday nights instead of the NBA. Since very few people watch pretend basketball, Bomani Jones thought people watching the NBA would tune into HBO to hear his commentary on the important issues. Important issues like how to gain access to Shay Shay's house of manly love, or how to use your minority status to exploit sympathetic white men into giving you woke welfare. Unfortunately, though, for Bomani Jones, the elimination of competition has done nothing to boost his ratings. Hell, Affirmative Action with Bomani Jones, it could be the only show on television and he still wouldn't make the charts. We're a couple of months into season 2. Most weeks the Bobo fails to make the top 150 on cable. But that's okay. That is okay. Because Bobo came up with a brilliant plan. Oh, this plan was legendary. It was so original. Up until last week, Bomani Jones had stayed away from issues of mythical racism. Instead, he was interviewing high-profile figures like Stephen A. Smith, asking him, how do you succeed? What am I doing wrong? How come 99% of the country tells me to get off their TV? Recently, he interviewed Dominique Foxworth. He asked the question that dozens of people wanted to know. What is it like to have the mind of a woman while living in half of a real man's body? To the surprise of no one, this was not translating into ratings. So, Bomani Jones, he decided to get back to his roots, exploiting mythical racism. You guys remember last week when J Reddick publicly humiliated Kendrick Perkins on ESPN? I have yet to see one person come to the defense of Kendrick Perkins. Hell, even ESPN threw him under the bus. Watch for yourself.
I want to correct something here from yesterday's show. When Kendrick Perkins said 80% of NBA voters for the MVP award are white. The NBA publicly announces the voters each year, and after review, it is clear the panel is much more diverse than what was portrayed by Kendrick Perkins, and we wanted to make sure that we corrected that today.
There was absolutely no defending this. Kendrick Perkins was trying to accuse the NBA of mythical racism. He was claiming the standards for the MVP award were being changed to favor the skill set of Nikola Jokic. ESPN waited a full week before they allowed him to debate J Reddick. Executives at ESPN, they knew Kendrick Perkins was about to be destroyed. They gave him a full week to prepare for this debate, a full week to rethink his position. Instead, Kendrick Perkins doubled down on his claims of mythical racism. J Reddick completely eviscerated him to the point where not even ESPN, the purveyors of mythical racism, not even ESPN was willing to come to his defense. But there was one birthing person willing to stand up for Kendrick Perkins. There was one shitfuck who not only stood up for Kendrick Perkins, he was also able to notice the clear mythical racism that took place during this debate on ESPN. Bomani Jones. Normally, I would find video clips to share with you guys proving Bomani Jones is one dumbass. I have been trying to find this clip since yesterday. I can't find it anywhere, which tells me one of two things. Either HBO and Bomani Jones knew this made him look like a dumbass, so they scrubbed the clip from social media. Or no one is watching this show. No one cares enough about the opinion of the failure of all failures to post the clip online. If I had to guess, it's the latter. Since I couldn't find the clip, I'll just tell you how the Bobo analyzed this debate between J Reddick and his fellow believer in mythical racism, Kendrick Perkins. You know, J Reddick, it's not the best look for a white man to be talking over a black man on television. Why? Stephen A. Smith, he talks over people all the time. There are times when Shannon Sharpe, hey, it's me, Shay Shay, my mood is always gay. There are times when Shannon Sharpe talks over Skip Bayless. I never see Bomani Jones call this mythical racism, so let me make sure I'm understanding this correctly. Stephen A. Smith speaks over someone like Tim Tebow. He's simply participating in the debate. But when J Reddick speaks over Kendrick Perkins, it's mythical racism. Not to mention the fact that Kendrick Perkins was also speaking over J Reddick in that segment. But moving on, because the next thing Bomani Jones said confirms his status as a grade A shitfuck. This is America, Jack! Who talks like that? Who is Jack? Is that the one wanker spanker who replied to the Bobo's woke mating call? I am pretty sure J Reddick's first name is Jonathan, not Jack. But that wasn't the comment I'm talking about that confirmed Bobo's status as an A-plus wanker spanker. The Jack reference, that just proved that Bomani Jones been listening to too many Hulk Hogan promos from the 1980s. The comment I'm talking about is this. Let's be fair, man. Oh, man, I love that word. Let's be fair, man. White people are not always racially biased, but you can never be 100% sure. White people are not always racially biased. That's rather ironic, coming from someone like Bomani Jones, considering the fact that he's always racially biased. Everything, I mean everything. Every toxic mouth fart that escapes that facial orifice of Bomani Jones has the distinct odor of mythical racism. What this huge embarrassing failure insinuated was white people have to prove to Bomani Jones that they're not racist. Only problem is, white people, they don't get the chance to prove themselves because we don't watch Bomani Jones. White people don't watch Bomani Jones. Black people don't watch Bomani Jones. Asian people don't watch Bomani Jones. Hell, people do not watch Bomani Jones. His audience consists of identifiers, embarrassing failures, and birthing persons. So, the question is, did this hot take of mythical racism translate into ratings? Well, I mean, It depends on how you look at it. We can choose to look at this through a positive lens, or we can choose to look at this from an honest perspective. If you want to be positive, Friday night's episode of Affirmative Action on HBO, it finally managed to make the top 150 on cable. The Bobo came in ranked at 132, which in his mind, it's his first taste of success. But here on the channel, we look at things through the lens of reality. The airing of the show Thursday night on TNT once again failed to make the top 150 on cable. Friday night, Bill Maher drew 765,000 viewers. Once again, too many people turned off their TVs after watching Bill Maher instead of giving the Bobo courtesy ratings. Bomani Jones, once again, turned away 80% of Bill Maher's audience. 600,000 people. 600,000 saw the face of Bomani Jones on HBO and said, "Get off my TV." It's not often that I call someone a loser. We cover a lot of deplorable people here on the channel. I've called people like Keith Olbermann evil. I refer to Joy Reid as the wicked wig of the woke. We had a good time laughing when Jemele Hill sold 5,000 copies of her fictional autobiography in the span of 5 months, but I've never labeled them as losers. That special title is reserved for Bomani Jones, because I can't think of any other way to describe him. The dude is a loser. 42 years on Earth with the benefit of being born in a country where success is literally at your fingertips. All you have to do is work hard, find your talent, find your passion, find what you're good at, and achieve your own goals. Yet somehow, Bomani Jones continues to find unique ways to fail. This dude could run unopposed in a political election and still find a way to lose. Give me your thoughts. Bomani Jones tries to increase ratings by insinuating J Reddick is guilty of mythical racism while also claiming white people are racially biased. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.